kind of similar to the one of the three.
Get this mask on, everybody.
All right, who wants to start?
Armando, beginning of the season and in the offseason, Coach James told us that this team was good enough to win a national championship. I think during the season, that might have wavered from maybe the fan or media perspective, but now you're 2 games away. What did he tell you back then, that optimism and faith he had, the ability to make it?
Yeah, I mean, he told us that even before we had practice, just once they got the personnel together, he had kind of put he put a picture of the Superdome on all our lockers, and then he told all the parents back then to book hotels and a flight to New Orleans, and he was like dead serious too when he said it. And actually, some of my people's actually booked a flight, and when he said it at first, I'd be lying if I thought like automatically we would, go there. But once our talent and stuff, once we all got together and I saw our team, I knew we had the talent that was good enough to go.
Was there a time during the year where maybe you questioned that, and if so, how long did that take, and when did you start maybe rethinking that?
Yeah, I mean, it was just more questions of will we ever be able to put it all together at the right time. Because I knew we had the scoring, and I knew when we locked in defensively we could be good enough, and I knew the way we played created a lot of mismatches in the tournament, especially for teams that really have never played against a team like us, just having Brady who can really shoot the ball, a lot of shooters, and then just me inside too is just kind of a different attack than most teams. So, I mean, I knew we would have a chance to, do some of these things, but it was also times too where I was like, yeah, I don't know if we can, get it all right at the right time.
Armando, it seems like RJ has been playing maybe more of an on-ball role, pushing the pace a little bit more. How has that shift helped both him and Caleb to sort of unlock the offense to the most of his potential?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just gave Caleb an opportunity to just focus more on just scoring and not trying to be a playmaker. Early on in the season, him and RJ both were trying to score and be a playmaker, and then it just kind of got tough for both of them, just trying to figure out which one they should be depending on the game. So I think with just Caleb being more off ball and being able to score, and then RJ just being an all-around playmaker, just made our offense flow a lot better.
When you say put it together defensively, how much did Leakey's defensive prowess make you guys want to be better defensively individually and then as a unit?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, around the time when Leakey really started getting a lot of recognition of how good he was defensively, I think that kind of made all us want to just turn it up a little bit, even more on the defensive end, just because we wanted the Defensive Player of the Year award for him really, and we just really saw when we play defense and hold teams under 70 points, we usually win the game, and that was kind of what Coach really put an emphasis on later on in the season, just telling us that our goal should be trying to keep teams under 70 points, and that's when I would say our defensive mentality really changed because we kind of had something to look at.
Caleb said the other night that after the St. Peter's game that one of the reasons they had so much success pressuring the guards was because he trusted everything behind him. When did that trust defensively and the other guys kind of start?
I can't pinpoint it on one game, but I would say that definitely happened to more towards later on in the season. We just started trusting each other more defensively, and that made everything so much easier because at first it was just more of us all just worrying about our man not scoring, but now it's when our man scores, it's a score on the whole team versus just one player, and then that's why things been really clicking defensively.
Armando, how would you describe your relationship with Coach May, and in what ways, since he can be on the court now, in what ways do you feel like that's helped you this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely done wonders for my games, just being able to have him out there and just for him to be able to coach me every day. Every day we talk and he's just telling me things I can do to get better, and just, when I'm playing against opponents, he's giving me their tendencies and what they like to do, and also just giving me multiple ways to attack different players. So just having him out there on the court has been great, and then it's also been allowing me to, kind of model and have something to, try to compete with, because I kind of want to put up better numbers than him. So that's kind of a little type of conflict we've been having all year, just arguing about our seasons and stuff like that.
So what'd you say when you got the double-double record to him?
Told him he never do that, and a lot of the things I do that he's never done, I always rub it in on him, and then some of the coaches too will rub it in on him, and that's why I really wanted the ACC Player of the Year, just because that's something he never did. So it would have been funny just to mess with him, and whenever he say something to me, I could just tell him how much AC played and he did.
Does he throw the ring 05 back in your face like you said that?
Oh, for sure. He always talk about like his big performances versus Duke and all the big games. Like he was messing with me before the last game, and he was like, I asked him like 10 minutes before the game, I was like, what do I need to do this game to be able to top you? It's actually funny, I haven't told anybody this story. And then he said he had like, what, like 28 and 12 in that game or something? And I told him, I was like, if I get 20 and 20, does that mean I'm better than you? And he was like, yeah, and then I actually ended up getting 20. I don't know if he'll admit that yet, but that was actually a conversation we had right before the game.
He was Final Four MOP too.
I know, yeah, that's something, that would be good to have.
Armando, on Sunday you tweeted from Philadelphia that you were looking forward to seeing the fans and your fellow students turn out at the Noon Dome to welcome you guys back. Sure enough, they did. What was that like on Sunday as you were walking through that tunnel of your fellow students, knowing that it would be Duke you face next in the Final Four?
Yeah, I would say since I've been here, that's probably the craziest moment that I would say me and a lot of my teammates ever experienced. Just coming back off the bus and just seeing how excited and just the joy and all of Carolina. It's kind of like we got the heartbeat back going around here in Chapel Hill, and it was just great. And I mean, once we all got in the locker room, like at 12:30 or something, after we went through the tunnel of fans, we all was like, man, that was amazing. Like, that was really cool, and I'm just glad we all got to experience that.
So how long did you kind of enjoy what happened in Philadelphia, and what point do you start shifting forward?
I would say I enjoyed it until I woke up the next morning. Then it was just like on to the next, because I want to win and I want to do more. So I can't really harp on the past and just want to just keep going and keep that tunnel vision. That's what's really been helping us.
This game's going to obviously get a ton of attention this week, just like the one a few weeks ago. Do you think going through that process, sort of insulating and disregarding all the outside noise, will help you guys this week? Because there's going to be a lot of it, obviously, this week.
Yeah, but I mean, none of the noise is on us, so I guess that's a good thing. Nobody's talking about us, so we all fine with that.
Armando, what's one non-basketball thing you're most looking forward to about New Orleans?
I'll probably say the gumbo. I'm a big gumbo guy. I eat a lot of Roof Chris, so I kind of want to see how like traditional gumbo tastes.
Take you to Mother's.
Armando, you were talking in Philly about the GBG group text.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you maybe shed some more light on that? And like, do people have certain roles in there? Is somebody more positive than somebody else? Do you have to lift somebody up? And like, I can only imagine the conversation has been getting more and more lively as you guys have advanced.
Yeah, GBG Give Back Gang. That's the name of our group chat. I mean, not group chat. It's just more of us just talking about regular everyday stuff too, but I mean a lot of the times too we put a lot of bad stuff that's being said about us in that group chat too, and we kind of fuel off that. Things just like people just counting us out and telling us what we can't do. That's something like as a team we really like to hear, because it really like pisses us off kind of, and it kind of gives us even extra fuel, so we love it and we invite all of it.
So somebody's researching the bad stuff.
Yeah, I mean, pop up on our phone. We got friends and stuff too that'll send it to us, and we'll put it all in the group chat. And of course, we'll talk a little trash, like, "Oh, okay, we got something for that," and
Armando, what is it about rebounding that you like the most? I mean, it takes somebody has to like it to do it as well as you do.
I would say just being able to control the time of the possession. Just on offense, when I get the offensive rebound, it allows for us to get another shot and another opportunity to score the ball. And in defense, it doesn't give the team another chance to take any extra shots, and I just think it's one of the most important things.
What's the toughest part about doing it?
Not fouling out, because a lot of the times, I get too aggressive trying to get offensive rebounds, and I might get a few chippy and stupid fouls.
Armando, what do you credit the consistency you've had this year too? Because your previous years, you showed flashes that you could do exactly what you're doing, but you never pieced it together to this year.
I would say just keeping a steady head and just having like a next game mentality for real. I think that's really just what helped me the most, and just being confident in myself. Like I never am nervous or, scared of the moment. So just being able to, just balance all that has really helped me.
Armando, how's Duke a different team than the last time you faced them?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they've just been playing really great, just inspired basketball, and they've really been playing well together. Markey's been great. Paulo, too, has been great. I mean, Jeremy Roach that's the Jeremy Roach I played with in high school on AAU and we won the EYBL championship. He's really been finding his swag, and I'm happy for him.
Defensively, what are the challenges that they present to you with the amount of ISO ball that they play? Because you've been talking about how it's 1-on-5 defensively for you guys, but with how they isolate defenders, what are some of those challenges?
I would say not really too much challenge. I mean, guarding Paulo getting downhill is kind of tough, but other than that, I wouldn't say no challenges for real.
Armando, you mentioned obviously, Jeremy and Mark both from Virginia. Like, how have you seen them grow and improve? Like, what's the relationship? Like, will you talk to them at all this week? Like, trash talk, I don't know, anything?
Yeah, I talked to Mark last week, actually. I was messing with him because when they was flying to San Francisco, they had like a plane, and it was like super nice, and I was like, of course, only y'all would get that type of plane. So, yeah, I mean, Jeremy, I talked to him. I mean, we talk a lot, well, a good amount of time, not too much, but this week I probably won't talk to him, though.
We had Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we had Wi-Fi, but they had like seats could recline.
Clinton Walt, man.
I'm like, dang, we didn't get that. Hopefully we get that this week. We didn't get that nice of a plan.
Armando, you gave a shout out to Coach Robinson earlier this year on Twitter, talking about how he would make you run whenever you wouldn't run to the boards. Have you talked to him at all during the season since Arizona's season ended? Has he reached out to you?
Yeah, he reached out to me after I tweeted that out, and yeah, I mean, I kind of see now what Coach Rob was trying to get me to do as a freshman. You know, as a freshman, I just think the coach just being annoying, picking on me, and now I kind of see like what he saw in me and what he was trying to get out of me. So I thank him for that.
2 more minutes with Armando, then we'll get RJ.
I think it's kind of cool that you guys and Duke are actually on this stage, and these schools have never met in the tournament before, which is kind of crazy.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's great, and I think it's just an amazing storyline for the NCAA, and then also the Fair World Tour too. Just us meeting at this time, and then especially after beating them in Cameron, I mean, it just makes for the perfect story, and I think it'll definitely be one of the biggest college games of all time.
Armando, you've talked about, bringing Carolina basketball back, and it seems like it's important to you. You said it after the Duke game, you've said it in recent weeks. Like, when did that thought or feeling start to sort of resonate with you, and was there a moment where you're like, this is bigger than I thought it was in terms of just the program and its past and what's happening now?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just recently getting to this point of going to the Final Four, because, I mean, it's something that all teams want to get to at the beginning of the year. Everyone just talks about getting to the Final Four and being the last 4 teams. And, I mean, I think me, myself, and just a lot of people, too, kind of just overreacted and just the state of where Carolina basketball was at. I mean, I saw something today, like we was in 3 of the last 6 Final Fours, and, I mean, that's just crazy to think. And you hear people all the time just saying, like, Carolina basketball fell off and things like that, but I don't know no program that fell off that's been in 3 of the last 6 Final Fours, so I'm glad we back.
Armando, obviously Mark's a great defender, but last time you played, you had a few isolation situations that you had success with. Given his size, his length, is there anything different to your approach when you're in isolation with him?
Yeah, it's just getting more into his body, because he's a good shot blocker, so if I can just, kind of get him off balance and falling back, it'll help him pick up fouls and, get easier shots and getting closer to the basket too, not trying to score so much far away and shooting jump hooks and just trying to get layups.
One last question.
When in the season did you say Coach Davis had y'all book flights and hotels? When was that? To New Orleans?
When was that?
First practice.
Nah, it was like our first meeting. We hadn't even practiced. He told us that. He told us when he first got the job, like, I don't even think we had Brady at that point. But, yeah, I don't even know how many, I don't even know, honestly. It was like way, way before we had got on the court.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it, Armando.
No problem.